to survive, but never gonna get control.
What up, y'all, and welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway for the 4th annual Homestead 150, the final race of the 2024 FBRL Napa Truck Series season, which is also the final race in series history. 119 races got us to this point for the 120th race of the season. It has been an exciting season here so far, and we're going to cap it off with our first championship battle since the 2020 season, which also saw 4 drivers fighting for the championship. William Brock, Ryan Reid, Noah Hart, and Hannah Allen are contending for the championship here this afternoon. 100 laps, and it'll be decided who will be our champion. Who will win the final race could also be the champion, could not be the champion. There are points battles up and down the standings. You've got Griffin Label McDermott on pole for the 6th time this season. That is a single season record. McDermott breaks the record set by Will Goss back in 2020. Goss earned 5 poles that season and contended for the championship. McDermott not contending for the title, unfortunately, but he does sit 6th in the points. He's won the last 2 races, looking to go out with a 3 in a row. Only a couple of drivers have done that. So McDermott looking to join an elite group that consists of Malik Nevins, Luke Martin, and I believe Ryan Butcher, the only 3 drivers who have ever won 3 races in a row. McDermott is joined on the front row by Nelson Reeves, and we are going to do a starting grid type, grid walk type starting grid here. We saw a lot of these paint schemes in the practice video the other day. We kind of went over a lot of these already, but you can see McDermott, Kellogg's on the truck, but a throwback to his North Border Motorsports scheme that he ran in the 2020 season. Nelson Reeves is throwing it back to team owner Christian Vargas's paint scheme from that same season when he had Barefoot on the truck for Tommy Roberts Racing. So you see Reeves sporting it, same colors but with Gainbridge on the race truck. You get to row 2, you've got JD Martin with a throwback to his Tommy Roberts Racing scheme. JD looking to get what would be his 2nd win of the season. He's had a great run here at the end of the year with 1 win, 1 top 5, 6 top 10s on the season. He sits 14th in the points, and he has a shot to get as high as 11th in the standings. He's got BBJ, Luke Martin, and Austin Rogers ahead of him in the point standings. Also has Chase Marks and James Silverfox behind him. They're all pretty much in that fight for top 15 positions. Daniel Bouchard joins JD in row 2. Row 3, we see the first pair of our championship contenders in Ryan Reid in the 44, sporting a Motul throwback to his Texan Motorsport days here in the Napa Truck Series. Another 2020 scheme throwback. Reid comes in just 1 point behind William Brock in the championship. Scenarios have been laid out. You can see them on the Discord, where Reid needs to finish and where he needs other people to finish. in order to seal up this championship. The easiest way for Reid to do it would be to get his 3rd win of the season and cap off what has been a dominant second half of the year for Reid. Reid and Hart, the only 2 drivers entering this race with 14 top 10s on the year. Reid is joined in row 3 by the one underdog driver for this race, Hannah Allen, sporting a throwback to Andreas Allen's Sony Cup Series scheme from many seasons ago. Hannah is the underdog. She needs a lot of help, and she can only finish so low in the running order in order to have a chance to win the championship. Allen would be looking to give Breeding Enterprises their 2nd driver championship in series history, and their one and only with Toyota, which would also be Toyota's 2nd championship in season history. As we head to row 4, so season championships, Chevrolet in 2019, Toyota with 2 championships, Toyota and Andrade winning a championship in 2020 and 2022, Breeding with the Ram championship with Luke Martin in 2021, and last year Ace Wild got a championship for Ram with Monster Energy Racing. Jeff Bolton, Aria Carmona teammates in row 4. No throwback paint schemes for them, but both of those drivers looking to give Chevrolet their one and only win on the season. Chevrolet has not won a race yet this year. Rounding out the top 10, you've got Bradley Bishop Jr. throwing it back to the scheme that won the first ever race with Nick Breeding behind the wheel at Talladega in the 2019 Napa Pro Series. So BBJ looking for what would be his one and only win on the season. It's been a very bad luck season for BBJ. 2 top 5s and 10 top 10s. However, he sits 13th in the points. And to put that in perspective, he is 14 points behind Austin Rogers in the standings. Austin Rogers has 1 win, 2 top 5s, but only 4 top 10s to BBJ's 10. So that just shows you the type of bad luck Bradley Bishop Jr. has had. He'll look to turn it around, get a win, maybe another great finish here this afternoon. He's joined by Zachary DeLello, who is throwing it back to one of Crossroads Racing paint schemes from the early days. So DeLello, look at this nice truck here. No outline on the number and just a Cracker Barrel on the front. And then a Chevrolet on the back. So talk about a throwback paint scheme here. Very, very nice scheme for the 10 team. Row 6 has another pair of throwbacks. Michael Miller throwing it back to team owner Cody Goforce. First starts with Andrade back in 2020 in the Books a Million paint scheme here. Michael Miller has had less than ideal sophomore season. Trying to find him in the point standings. He sits 29th in the points, just 1 top 5 on the year. Qualified very well here today, did well in practice, so Miller will look to maybe have a shot at another top 10 run. He's joined by Edward Siemba, throwing it back to a 2019 Napa Pro scheme as well. And with Adidas on the front end, Siemba looking for what would be his only win of the season, and it would mark 3 wins in a row for Martin Motorsports to end the year. Row 7's got our other 2 championship contenders in William Brock, who leads the points for the first time this season. Brock throwing it back to a Sony Cup Series scheme, but with Harley-Davidson colors. Brock was the favorite coming into the season. He's won 2 races with a series-leading 12 top 5s and 13 top 10s. The next highest drivers on the top 5 chart are Noah Hart, Hannah Allen, and Richard Johnson with 9 top 5s apiece. Brock, however, went the whole season without qualifying on the pole, but he's got a 1-point lead over Ryan Reid, so his best thing for him is to just get everyone to finish behind him. Noah Hart is only 6 behind him. Hannah Allen not as much of a concern unless Brock really falls down the running order, as Hannah is 26 points behind Brock. Next up, you've got Noah Hart with a split scheme. This dates back to the very early days of the Sony Cup Series when Noah Hart ran the 88 UPS Ford and then the number 18 Interstate Batteries car the season after. Noah Hart, one of the oldest drivers who's ever been around in the series, so a cool split paint scheme here for the Breeding Enterprises 18 Toyota. And we've got a couple of things we want to show you here on the back of the car. you've got for 12 years of memories. Thank you to Noah, DJ, Sack, Dodd, Silver Fox, The Max, Ike, and Shrigley, everyone who has contributed here in the FBRL. And then on the back, a bracket of drivers, or rather members, who have painted schemes over the years. You can read the names out for yourself. Very nice thing here that Breeding Enterprises is doing, thanking a lot of drivers and members of this community. Mac Johnson and Jerry Cook are in row 8. Then you've got Luke Martin and King Richard himself in row number 9. Now check out these paint schemes. Luke Martin throwing it back to his Sony Cup Series Championship with the GoDaddy colors, and Richard Johnson throwing it back to his dominant days back in the early going of the Sony Cup Series with the Home Depot colors here on the number 20 Ram. Next up, you've got James Silverfox, last of the Martin Motorsports truck, here in row 10 with Zachary Fitzwater Jr. Hugo Boss on the truck, but a Farmers Insurance throwback scheme dating back to Fitzwater's days with Fisher Motorsports in the Sony Cup Series. So cool scheme there. So Fitzy has had quite the eventful last few races. He nailed the tire barrier at Richmond, and he went barrel rolling in Seattle. But then just before that, he won his second race of the season at Michigan in a photo finish with the truck he is starting behind in the 20 of Richard Johnson. So we'll see. This track can be pretty easy to get passes going. If Fitzwater's got the pace, you might see him at the front of the field, or you might see him barrel rolling or hitting the tire barrier there on pit road. Austin Rogers and Tristan Grace are in row 11. Ben McDonald, AJ Jones, row 12. Chase Marks and Kyle Sustry, hometown driver there in the 39, in row 13. Sustry running the other throwback scheme for team owner Christian Vargas. Row 14, you've got Benjamin Snyder in the number 08 scheme for Easy Racing. I cannot get the camera to go down now. We were doing pretty good at keeping the camera nice and low, but now it just wants to go up and up and up. So that's fun. Anyway, Snyder throwing it back to Siemba's first Sony Cup Series scheme. And then Bradley Ream rocking the Motley Crue colors once again. In row 15, you've got Aiden Carlton with a throwback to something with Scott's on the hood for the first time this season. Eric Monaco lines up next to him. And then the rest of your starting lineup, Ricky Freeman Jr. with Austin Runco throwing it back to the first ever Crossroads Racing scheme. Cameron Lassard, Benedict Murdo III, Maxwell Dragonsport, and Angel Gutierrez, with Callie DeGarmo, Seth Cole, and Toby Christie rounding out the running order. DeGarmo running a throwback to Hannah Allen's Talladega win scheme from the 2020 season. And that rounds out your starting lineup. Hope you guys enjoyed the grid walk. Let's go trackside for the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
Fire and hope. 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 Radio check.
Fuel window for the final race in series history, 33 to 36 laps. As always, heavy tire wear here at Homestead Miami Speedway, 4 to 5 seconds. Final start milestones in series history, Austin Rogers with his 76th career start will tie him 8th all time, and Jeff Bolton making his 50th career start. Mac Johnson, Kyle Sustry, hometown drivers, and in the booth for the final time, it's Freeze Racing Team owner and Sony Cup Series driver, Vince Freeze. What's up, Vince?
Baby, it's Homestead, Miami. Miami-Dade, the 305. It's about to get live and lit up here in the Sunshine State. GLM on pole, a lot of storylines. Going to be a hell of a day for 4 championship contenders, but only one will reign supreme in the Sunshine State at the world's best mile and a half. Pace cars off. And one last time, Zach, bring us home to the green flag.
Griffin Label McDermott, record 6th pole on the season, brings them to the green. We're underway. for the 4th annual Homestead 150.
Already got some 3 wide, Zach, as they go in a 1-2. GLM will lead us in a hungry pack. 39.
McDermott with Little Falls Motorsports driver JD Martin now looking to his inside into turn 3 as they come to complete lap 1, 3 wide behind them for 5th place. Make that 3 wide for 6th place.
Draft will be heavy early, Zach, as it looks like it's going to be a photo finish at the line for lap 1. Will be GLM's driver JD getting it done.
And as JD Martin takes the lead there at the line, here comes championship contender Ryan Reid for your very own Freeze Racing team in the throwback Motul truck. With Johnny Walker on the race truck, he's got Jeff Bolton right behind him. Now as Hannah Allen jumps to the inside line, looking to go 3 wide for 5th place. William Brock right behind that McDonald's 48 as Noah Hart is starting to fall backwards here in the early going.
Yeah, Hannah Allen, of course, one of the championship contenders with Reid. Now you can see, Zach, we're starting to fizzle out a little bit. The draft becoming a little bit less effective. That tire wear already on lap 2 starting to take shape.
At tire wear here, drivers say that after about the first 10 laps, they're already a second off. Then another 10 laps, they're 2 seconds off. And then in that last 15 laps, it really starts to jump lap after lap down to the 4 and 5 second bracket as Bolton gets a little close to the door of Reid there in the turn 3. Nelson Reeves on the bottom was looking 3 wide, but Reeves backs out now 2 wide. Bolton now clear for 2nd place as they chase after JD Martin.
You can see JD right now having a little bit of a breakaway, trying to get that draft broken as you go for a wide shot right there, GLM. And there's William Brock right there, Zach, one of those championship contenders. A points leader trying to hunt it down. Can he get it done? Find out. On board.
It's McDermott with a crossover move, looking to go 3 wide. But McDermott unable to hold the run. So we go back deeper into the pack. You see Noah Hart continuing to fall backwards, but it is very early. Pit strategy is crucial to success here at Homestead Miami Speedway, as it has been at every intermediate track this season. So while he might be falling back here early now outside of the top 20, it's only lap 5, Vince. And you got to pace yourself. You got to not get in your head saying it's falling away from you, because it is very early here in this 100-lap event.
Crew chief will be reminding that, Zach, it's not a sprint, baby. It's a marathon in a 150-mile race. And you got to think for Noah, it's going to take a little bit of time. You got that beautiful throwback as William Brock and Reid, though, right now, they've got to think, okay, stay aggressive, right? Don't burn your tires up, but stay aggressive to this top 4 in case a mistake happens, and use that pit strategy. They have the so-called match point right now, but a long way to go as we're 94 laps away from crowning a champion.
Nelson Reeves going to get by Jeff Bolton for 2nd place as JD Martin continues to lead. Usually this race here at Homestead Miami Speedway, we usually see a lot of passing. So far, we have not seen that. JD Martin has had the short run truck for the time being, but now they are single file behind the 75 Honda. Draft runs are going to start forming as there you see it. Nelson Reeves looking to the inside of JD Martin for the top spot. Remember, this is the last race, the last chance for a lot of these guys to get their one and only career win here in Napa Truck Series history. Nelson Reeves looking to do that here today. Also for his team, Revolution Racing, it would be their one and only win as a team in series history.
There's Reid making a look for 3rd right now, Zach. This is what I'm talking about, the draft. You can see in turn 3, you'll see it right here. Watch this run, 25 and Martin. Watch JD. He's going to get a huge run right here off of 3. But then it fickles right back to the low line. It's going to be an ebb and flow. In the center of the corner, you'll get that high run, that slingshot, but then at the bottom prevails. And can he clear up? Looks like it. How about Reeves to the lead in that 99 Mitsubishi?
You saw Reeves go to the lead there, making good use of the bottom, but you also saw William Brock tried to go to the inside of Reid for 4th, and Brock had to check up, got tight. So we're already getting to that 1 second cliff here on lap number 9. Is now Reid going to send it 3 wide to the inside of Bolton and Martin.
Yeah, Bolton's going to get a little bit of run. JD's going to get the run up top in the center, but now can he carry on exit? He should be able to here, Zach. Just a cold stay into 1. Can Reid clear up for 2nd? Possibly. He gets for 3rd over Bolton, looking for 2nd now on the inside as Reeves starts to run away. William Brock as well, looking to follow Reid, keep him in his tracks. A lot of championship scenarios here today, Zach. We'll go through those in a minute. You want to go through some scenarios for William Brock right now, since they're right next to each other? As Brock looks to go aggressive.
Well, right now, as they run, Vince, Ryan Reid would win the championship. He's got Brock behind him, and it's a 6-point difference between second to third. All Brock has to do is pass Reid right here, and he would be in the championship lead. As right now, they are the only two contenders inside the top 10. Hannah Allen has dropped down the running order to 16th place. Noah Hart continuing to fall. He is all the way down to 30th place, Vince. Not a good start here for the 18 truck. As you see in at the back of the grid, they're starting to space out here, starting to see those that can't quite save their stuff, those with the inexperience, and those just with don't have a good truck right now.
And you got to think, Zach, if you're Hannah Allen, especially Noah Hart, it's time to throw a little bit of a strategy loop. You got to start thinking. The guys up top is we got a battle for second. That's for the championship right there. Brock and Reid. It's going to get good right here.
As Brock and Reid battle it out for second place, you see Jeff Bolton's teammate Arya Carmona has joined him in the top 5. Remember, Chevrolet has not won a race all season, and they are looking to get one last victory for the manufacturer here. Remember, Chevy started the series history off strong with a championship in 2019 with Samuel England. They were strong in 2020, and since then, it has not really been their scene down here in the Napa Truck Series, as other manufacturers have come in and others have risen to power. Toyota and Ram especially have been the forces to be reckoned with here in the history of the Napa Truck Series. As Brock, though, for Ford, looking to give Ford what would be their first championship out of Sharkhouse Performance, takes second spot away from Reid. Now Bolton going to go by for third as they're lined up on the bottom. Danny Bouchard with them. And how about Zachary DeLello, another driver like Nelson Reeves, looking to get career win number 1 here today. It would not be the first win for Crossroads Racing, but it would be another win. They won last year at Milwaukee with Ryan Butcher.
And now, right now, Zach, you got to think it's starting to string out here. Reid's going to get underneath Bouchard, close the door. I think it's going to be between Reid and Ryan early, but the key is now about a second and a half of fall. We talk about every 10 laps of the second. We're at a second and a half. Do you want to play the undercut game? Is it worth it early? You try going maybe lap 32 and split this up and pull a surprise. Does Noah Hart go extreme severe undercut? Maybe he goes 25 and splits this up into fourths. It's got to be a Hail Mary move. And for Reeves at this point, now you start pacing yourself. You don't want to burn some of your tires. You got a little bit of a distance. Play with that 3 to 4 tenths. That's where you want to be in that sweet spot. I think that's what he's going to start doing over the radio as well to his crew chiefs. Tell him, pay with pace for sure.
So top 5 right now: Nelson Reeves, William Brock, Jeff Bolton, Ryan Reid, and Zachary DeLello. We also see Bradley Bishop Jr. and Edward Siemba have jumped into the top 10. Richard Johnson closing in, as is James Silverfox. Our pole sitter, Griffin Lapel McDermott, has been going backwards. He is down to now 13th place as Hannah Allen's trying to move back forward here. She's got Luke Martin right behind her in 15th. And there you see one of our hometown drivers in Mac Johnson running in 16th place. There's your other truck, Vince. Zachary Fitzwater Jr. qualified in 20th place for this race. Hasn't really gone anywhere just yet, but we are about halfway through the first run. He's looking to the inside of Silver Fox Motorsports driver Austin Rogers. Baby steps here. As you see, it really gets tight now on corner entry of turn 3. And that seems to be the defensive place to be right now, is outside of somebody going into the corner.
You wonder, GLM, one thing to note, Zach, did he just set his car or truck up for a one-lap flyer? That's the key. If you set yourself up for a one-lap flyer, you go to this panorama shot, your beautiful Homestead digger cam from the bottom. Very nice. Is that, Bolton going to challenge Brock? That's big. This could help Reid. Bolton looking to clear up. Can he get there? He will. Now it's Reid and Brock has got a mirror play, right? They got to see where each other around the track. Maybe they'll pit at the same time. Just one undercut, one lap. That could be the difference. Zach, one lap of tires on an undercut pace differential versus 1 lap over, who can save the best? Because I think Reeves is playing with the gap now. You can see he's not going to go full send here. He wants to keep it cool, 2 of 3 tenths. It's Brock tries to go for the crossover back.
And as Brock looks for second place, the biggest thing you got to remember about strategy here on the intermediates is there is a ton of fall off. If you pit 1 lap earlier, you're going to gain 4 seconds. You pit 2 laps, it's 8 seconds. But over that run, the overcutter is going to gain that time back. Now, how much they get held up by other drivers on the undercut and how much draft they have determines how much they are able to close back in on those that undercut. Same can be said for the undercutters. How much draft they have will determine how much of that gap they can maintain. So that's one thing you've got to remember. And with the window, 33 to 36 laps, you can split it evenly into thirds, 33, 67 to the finish, or you could go a little long, 35, 70, and then 30 laps to the finish, assuming this race goes green all the way.
You never know, Zach. We have seen incidents at Homestead. Sometimes when everyone's on different pit cycles, pit road entry and pit road exit will be keys. Reeve looks for second. Well, you got to watch pit road exit. That blend line will be key. You got guys that are 4 seconds faster sometimes, and then guys that are just on the last limit of the tires. That'll be something to know as Reed and Brock continue to duel it out here. What a fight as Reed continues to manage the pace.
And now you've got Zachary DeLello, who's made it by Jeff Bolton into 4th place. Siemba up to 7th. JD Martin still in the top 10, as is Carmona, but Hannah Allen has jumped back into the top 10. And she is looking to make her way forward as she looks to the inside of Arya Carmona for what is 9th place. And going to set her sights on JD Martin for 8th.
Yeah, right now, you got to think the 3 championship contenders in the top 10 are looking good on strategy, but like I said, Zach, Noah Hart's got to start thinking about throwing a Hail Mary already, because even though it's early, right, you're way back there, and Brock trying to get hung. Where is Noah, actually? Let's see. Yeah, he's stuck. He must have missed the setup. This is not like him all year. He's been really quick on 1.5 miles. I think back to Atlanta, his home track. You got to look at this and say, all right, well, we're in the mud right here. Let's try something. Maybe he says, you know what? Let's run super long and try to get maybe 12, 16 seconds, 4 or 5 laps, or go super early and gain that time and try to neutralize a caution. He may need to catch a caution right here to have any chance. I think that's what he's looking for, an undercut or an overcut.
Did you see Noah back up to 30th there? He just got by Benjamin Snyder. Now he's challenging Kyle Sustry for what would be 29th. Inside does seem to be the place to be, so maybe just Hart, you know, he qualified on the outside lane, got stuck there and just kept falling, but now it's the end of the run, the experience and the capabilities of this breeding enterprise Toyota is really going to start to play a factor here. So you can see that as Noah's starting to move back forward. As right now, I think the clear trucks with pace are inside the top 22, top 24 as they're going 3 wide right in front of Noah for 26th place. And of course, Noah with this amazing throwback paint scheme here, a split of his Season 1 and Season 2 Sony Cup Series paint schemes with the cool thank you note on the bumper and a list of painters throughout the series on the deck lid. So as Noah tries to move his way back forward, we move back up towards the front. You see McDermott has continued to fall. McDermott with the Q pace, but no race pace so far. He's down to 19th. As you see Fitzwater Jr. starting to make his way forward. Got by Richard just now for 14th place. Now looking to the inside of Carmona for 13th. And Vince, think about the last 3 races for Fitzy Jr. Hit the tire barrier at Richmond, went barrel rolling in Seattle, and won in a photo finish with the King at Michigan. I mean, what a crazy last 3 races for that 91 team.
Yeah, Fitzy's been all over the map as Brock and Reed continue this great battle up front as Reed continues to lead. Let's see if he can right the ship one last time and full send it here at Homestead. Right now, I can't separate Brock and Reed right now, Zach. These guys are even in terms of long run pace and short run pace. I think it's going to come down to the pit crews today and the strategy on top of the box. Mercedes had some really good pit calls. We've been very good. Well, I'll tell you one thing about Sharkhouse Performance. They know when to follow suit. And sometimes your best friend is following your best friend in a way, your worst enemy. So that's what it's going to be like tonight. Follow in, and maybe they'll play it straight up, or just who goes early. Does one lap make the difference? As Reid tries to build some momentum off the top, but he'll clear in front of Bolton.
And while these two continue the battle for position over who is leading the points, Zachary DeLello made it by both of them. As you see Reid with the crossover on Brock, but DeLello is now chasing after Nelson Reeves for the race lead. Remember, both of these drivers have never won in their Napa Truck Series career. They have not had the seasons they were hoping to have. Reeves has had some pretty good runs the last few races, as now DeLello challenging Reeves for the race lead. Here on lap 29, we've just got a handful of laps left here in the opening stages of this race.
Yep, lap 30, that will be the 3 seconds. Here comes DeLello looking as Bolton looks underneath Reid. Brock slips back a little bit. Now they go side draft. Watch Reid get a little bit of the center of the corner right there. Little run, but DeLello powers through on the inside with the edge grip, and he should be able to clear up here, Zach, and take the lead on lap 30.
And DeLello will do just that. Let's take a look here. Fastest lap so far today belongs to J.D. Martin, who led the opening 8 to 10 laps. 31.698. You see Bolton second, Ryan Reid third, Hannah Allen fourth, William Brock down there in 7th. Let's see, can we find Noah Hart's lap time? Remember, he was stuck on the outside at the opening stages, and you can see how much outside line in traffic hurt Noah Hart. He is 36 on the fastest lap chart, just ripping the top behind other drivers that he was stuck behind. Now Reeves with the crossover on DeLello as they are 3 wide for 4th behind him. How about Edward Siemba joining the party here?
Yeah, Ed looks really good. He's got a long run truck here. Fitzy's got one as well. Hannah Allen's been working, but Brock's starting to fall off a little bit. Maybe he got caught as Reeves and DeLello continues great battle up front as they cross it back again.
And right behind Siemba is the 62 Honda of Jerry Cook. Where did Jerry Cook come from? He just popped into the top 10.
Jerry Cook looking to make some gourmet at Homestead. Can he find a way to get his win for Honda? Say he had a great Mexico City, I remember, was one of his great races, one of his standout performances. Reeves looks for second as Reeves back in the front. This is it, Zach. After this lap, now we'll start to see the games on strategy. Lap 33, that's the bell lap. Who blinks first in this tight race up front? We're starting to see a little pack separation now. Our top 10 are starting to float in there.
And Vince, Reid passed Brock last, and then everyone started to file in line behind Reid. William Brock has dropped all the way to 9th place, I believe. Actually make that 10th place, as Reid sits in 10th place, or 2nd place, sorry, here on the opening lap of strategy. Who will come down pit road first here on lap 33? Ryan Reid's going to make the first move. Hannah Allen will follow.
That's a good move, I think. You know what, Zach? Be aggressive. It's early. It's the first stop. Take a chance. Allen made it good. Does Noah follow? Let's see if Noah Hart, that's 2 out of the 3, or 2 out of the 4 championship. Where's Noah Hart? Does he make the move? You can see how much time Allen gained on Reid 2 on pit entry. There it is! Noah Hart, Zach. Good move on the undercut. I like this call.
Benedict Murdo III also coming down pit road behind Noah, but that is 3 of our 4 championship contenders coming down here on the opening lap of the window. Nelson Reeves, J.D. Martin, they will follow in next as William Brock's going to stay out an extra lap. I think that's an interesting good call there by William Brock. Why get 1 lap of an advantage? Get 2 laps of an advantage, and then you can really charge it on this next run.
That could be 7 to 9 seconds, depending on what happens. Let's see the stop here. Allen's done. Now he's next. Now, one thing I will say, the guys that pitted first, though, clean pit road. That's one thing to note. There's Noah. Nice clean pit road. Get out of there. Start building up the temperature of the tires. These guys are going to be stacking up a little bit for sure.
You see behind Reeves, you had also Siemba, Silver Fox, Richard Johnson, Luke Martin, and more. Jerry Cook's going to go another lap as DeLello, Bolton, Brock, BBJ, Mac Johnson, Fitzwater Jr. come down pit road. It looks like Eric Monaco will also stay out. And there's Ryan Reid, set to be provisional race leader here once this cycle has completed. Now, when this cycle began, Vince, Reid was in 2nd, Hannah Allen 7th, Brock 10th, and Noah Hart was up to 25th. So we will see here, once this cycle has completed, where these drivers cycle out, as Monaco and Jerry Cook will be the last 2 to pit road. Cook electing to stretch it the longest of anybody. So Cook hoping to be able to just attack the entire rest of this next run. So you see a couple drivers getting held up by the pit road strategies here.
I see Noah Hart in a group there. Where did that net him? It's Ed. It's Ed. It's pretty good for Noah. He's back in the game.
And now with Noah Hart undercutting from 25th, what he has to do here is just manage your stuff, lose as few positions as possible, and if you fall to the back of a draft line, make sure you maintain yourself in that wake.
I think we're going to reshuffle next lap. Jerry Cook's still in the lead, but that'll be reshuffled. I think it's going to be Reid and Allen. And Noah Hart definitely netted positive. You got to think right now, Zach, 7th place we're looking at, that's a net positive. Brock's the big loser, but it could change depending on the end of the run.
And how about this? Look at the scene from the bumper of Ryan Reid. The only truck in sight is the 48 of Hannah Allen. I believe the 75 of J.D. Martin all the way out there in the distance. As you see the flyby here as they start lap 38, Ryan Reid inherits the race lead. Hannah Allen sits in 2nd place. And there you see William Brock just went by the start-finish line. Reid is off of turn 2.
Yeah, Reid now at this point, Zach, you back it down. You think about it. Hannah Allen's got a lot to go to get a championship. Needs a lot of help. You got time. You're really racing Brock right now and Noah Hart. Noah Hart's on the same cycle as you. It's just Brock. How much seconds can he clobber up, and how fast does he get through the traffic to get closer? Because if not, Brock will try to undercut Reid on his next stop. That's what I'm looking at here. Now, for J.D. Martin, he had that short run speed off the top of the get-go. You wonder when he starts to fade, because that's the key. There's Reeves, there's Bouchard, there's Noah.
And so for J.D. Martin, he pit in the lap 34 group, as did Nelson Reeves, as did Daniel Bouchard, as did Edward Siemba. There you see Murdo. Murdo was, I believe, outside the top 30. He jumped all the way to 9th. Now, DeLello is the first one from Group 3. He's got Jeff Bolton right behind them. They are 11th and 12th. Just under 8 seconds behind Ryan Reid. Now down already half a second there. But DeLello is going to get picked off by Bradley Bishop Jr. here as Murdo is in his tracks. Ooh, aggressive cut down there by the 10. He wants to get by Murdo as quick as he can. He doesn't want to lose any more time. And William Brock, Vince, he came in 3rd of his group, but he lost more time than DeLello and Bolton did. He is 10.3 seconds behind Ryan Reid, so that's an extra probably 1.5 seconds lost because of navigating other traffic on pit lane.
And you got to think now is, oh, he's not, he fell back some more, Zach. Yeah, he fell back. So he's stuck on the outside. I saw him stuck there to get down. He kind of did. It's in a line with Cook. Now, Jerry Cook and Fitzy, those are some of the later pitters. Those guys could make runs, but it's a lot of ground to mow, man. 10 seconds is a lot. I think the key for them, maybe get to 2 or 3, and they can try to do some antics on the next pit stop and play a little bit of this tire strategy game that everyone's going to be playing.
So Fitzwater sits this time by 18th place, 9.3 seconds back. 5 laps, 6 laps into this second green flag run. So definitely if he were to challenge for the lead, anybody back here, especially Jerry Cook, challenging for the lead here, it's going to take a good bit of just patience and getting through the traffic in front of you as quickly as you can. Now, right now it is difficult unless there is a clear tire advantage or pace advantage, as evident with the 23 of Benedict Myrtle III, who his undercut has already got him falling back. Meanwhile, Noah Hart is continuing to maintain 6th place, but he is 4.7 seconds behind Ryan Reid. So Noah Hart,
or Bouchard, excuse me, catch up to Bouchard.
Noah Hart needs help here. He might need a caution at the end of this second run, even the field, and then have a chance to attack, or he's going to have to hope for something to happen, because right now he's got Brock behind him where he needs him to be. Hannah Allen Being in second, I believe, is okay in this current scenario with Hart in sixth. But Ryan Reid, he's got to get Reid behind him. And he's got to get him a couple positions behind them here if they are running in the top 10 at the time of the checkered flag. As you see, Nelson Reeves got by J.D. Martin, but now J.D. is fighting back. Meanwhile, Hannah Allen has been mostly maintaining gap to Reid, but Reid is starting to inch away slowly every lap. That lap, though, Allen gained just a tiny bit.
I think the guy to watch is DeLello Zach right now. He's starting to mow. That's half a second away. He's starting to mow. The question is, can he get to this pack? That's the key. He's going to be the guy to watch. Where is Jerry? Let's see where Jerry Cook. He was the latest. Cook and Fitzy, I think, they were about 9 seconds the last I saw him. They're starting, but they're battling. They're going to battle each other. That's going to cost them time. And there's Brock. He's got to be. If you're Brock here, be patient. Don't force it 4 wide. You're still in the game. You know, in the next 10 laps, this scenario could flip. We're 8 seconds right now. It could be down to 6.5 or even 4 seconds by the time we get 10 to go in this run.
You see Cook and Fitzy now under the 8-second threshold. Brock has got it down to 8.1 for him. He was just at 10 a few laps ago. Now, when you look back forward, though, you talked about the Lello, Vince, but don't forget Jeff Bolton pit on the same lap. So Bolton right now is the charger of the group from lap 35. You've also got Bradley Bishop Jr. right behind these two, also pit on lap 35. As you see, Noah Hart, though, he's up to 5th place. As Bouchard has fallen down to 7th. Reeves and J.D. Martin, Vince, they've continued to fight. They are gaining slowly, but because they continue to fight for 3rd, they are hurting their momentum. They are not catching Ryan Reid as fast as they likely would have hoped. We are already about 15 laps into this 2nd stint.
Yeah, they're catching Allen, though. They're going to catch Allen for sure. Noah Hart, you got to think here, Zach, veteran, knows when to save the stuff as we go. This panorama shot, beautiful shot here. This is what Noah needs, right? Now he needs the caution, but he's in the game. For where he was, that undercut call, it probably saved his season right there and his championship. But this Ed Sieba getting underneath him won't be helpful, but he has a gap, which is nice. And Bolton clears, and Bolton will. Now the key is just to get some laps, log some more, and still be in the game within about 4 seconds. That's what you can need. As Allen's losing time, and the guys are gaining behind. About a second away from getting to Allen for sure, as DeLello continues to mow as well.
Now you see Bolton got by Carmona and Bouchard already. Now DeLello makes that 3-wide move, clears Bouchard easily, now trying to get by Carmona. Bradley Bishop Jr. also right behind. So these are the 3 to watch right now. Jeff Bolton, Zachary DeLello, and Bradley Bishop Jr. And when you look at each of these drivers on each different teams, Bolton, 50th career start, has never won. Chevy hasn't won all year. DeLello, same thing, has never won. Looking to give Chevy their first win. Bradley Bishop Jr. has been the king of bad luck this year. He has qualified well almost every week, but every other week something seems to happen. BBJ has 10 top 10s on the season, Vince, but he sat 14 points behind Austin Rogers coming into this event. Austin Rogers might have a win, but Austin only has 4 top 10s on the season, and that just shows you how much bad luck BBJ has still had this year. Now we're seeing Noah Hart, to change the topic here. Noah Hart starting to fall because he's getting stuck on the top. Guys with fresher tires, they're coming by. We are 50 laps into this race, Vince. 50 laps to go in series history. And in this race, Hart will fall down to 8th. Where is William Brock? He is 6.5 seconds behind. Ryan Reid about 3.5, 4 seconds behind this group of trucks. As Hannah Allen has been caught, Allen will lose 2nd place to the 99. And now here comes Jeff Bolton, first of the group from lap 35, looking to take 2nd and lead the charge up to Ryan Reid.
Yeah, Jerry Cook and Fitzy are starting to reel this group in. They have the freshest tires. The question is, they now have to understand, is the delta too much? Can they overcome? I think if you're Ryan Reid right here, not the worst spot, because you're really racing Brock and Hart, and Brock has got some problems back there in traffic. Allen's a little bit needs help anyway. I really think if you're Reid, start playing the games with the pace. Don't go crazy with trying to cut a quick one. Use your lines, be precise. You're losing 4/10, but if they catch him at 4/10, they're going to catch him in 5 laps, and time to get by him, he'll still be in a good spot, I think, Zach. I think you're chasing the contenders, not so much the race win today, for sure.
You see Siema go by Hannah Allen for 6th place. Now here comes Allen's teammate and championship competitor Noah Hart, along with other teammate Bradley Bishop Jr. Here's a great picture of all 3 Breeding Enterprises throwback schemes together in one shot as they race inside the top 10. 2 of them racing for a championship, the other trying to get his only win on the season. Now remember, Hannah Allen won the Atlanta 150. Noah Hart won the Phoenix 100K the week after. That was all the way back at the beginning of the year, and that's the only wins these 2 trucks have had on the season.
There's BBJ going as well. All that's teammates, man. I'm telling you. They all have the similar setups.
We see Aria Carmona, last truck in the top 10 right now. That's about to change. Hannah Allen about to fall to 10th. You got Richard Johnson, James Silverfox, and Daniel Bouchard, the first 3 trucks outside of the top 10. And now here comes Jerry Cook and Fitzwater. They've got the gap down to 4.5 seconds to Ryan Reid. Now remember, when this run started, Vince, they were about 10 seconds back. So they have cut half of that gap down in 20 laps. And there are still about 10 to 15 laps to go here in this second run.
The key for those guys, keep working together. Don't dice it up, right? Lose more time. Let's see the gap right here. I think it comes down to half a second. Let's see.
Yeah, it went down, I believe, half a second there for both of them. You've also got William Brock. He's still only in 18th, but he is also closing in 5 seconds back. And I mean, Cook and Fitzy, they are in the draft here of this lead group. So that is going to be huge for them, because the last 10 to 15 laps, Vince, is where the tire fall off really starts to cliff. You're talking 2 to 3 tenths a lap for each truck on their own. And then you start talking about the advantage. Well, that's going to be about half a second a lap, I believe, for Fitzwater. It might be close to 7/10 of a lap for Jerry Cook compared to race leader Ryan Reid.
There you see RJ looking underneath Allen. Reed's been caught there, but the question now is, you're right, Zach. I think Jeff Bolton now has the best strategy, because DeLello just didn't have the power. I want to see what Jeff Bolton does against Reed. Now, dirty air and clean air matter, but how do you aero block? And that's where Reed's going to try to do. Aero block a little bit. I think he's going to get caught, but he's got the advantage on his points contenders. That's all he cares about. The other guys, they're going for the win, right? You got to play the long game. I think that's what these championship contenders. Is that cooked by Bouchard? They're coming now. I think those are going to be the 2 guys to watch. That they got the most advantage, half a second to 7/10. I think they're going to catch them for sure.
And as Bolton closes in on the bumper of Ryan Reid, look at the drivers behind Reid here. Mentioned it already. Bolton, Reeves, and DeLello all looking for career win number 1. And then you've also got Siemba and Bradley Bishop Jr., 2 drivers looking for what would be their first win on the season, in seasons that they would have hoped would have been much better. Then you've got J.D. Martin, Noah Hart, Aria Carmona, and Richard Johnson rounding out the top 10. Remember, Richard is the only driver with 3 wins on the season. Here comes Jeff Bolton looking for the race lead.
Yeah, Jeff should be able to get underneath Reed for sure. Take the lead here, start getting the clean air. The question is now, when Hannah Allen got caught, Zach, a lot more draft. There's a little separation because DeLello's looking for second underneath Reed's. Reed's going to go really wide there, try to get a higher arc, but he's in a good spot, right? Noah Hart, he's in a good spot too. He's still a second and a half. I still think anyone's game in the top 3. Where's Brock now? He was 5.5. Can he get that down to 3 seconds? It's still 4.5 for sure. Cook is there. Fitzy's catching. They're actually next to Allen. Allen might be passed by both Fitzy and Cook in a second here. Let's see.
Yeah,
Yep.
Cook already got by Allen, and I believe Allen will lose the position to Fitzy right there off of turn 4. Now, between all of these undercutters, Reed just got passed for the lead. We're going to see now here in the next handful of laps if he really starts to drop or not. Noah Hart has done a great job just maintaining. Remember, he came out in 6th. Hold that thought, Vince. Hold that thought. Came out in 6th, only has dropped to 8th. Hannah Allen came out 2nd. and she has dropped to 14th. Now, you just mentioned smoke. That's the 12 of Bradley Ream. He has blown up here on lap 61, but he was able to get it down the pit road. Doesn't influence anything, and we stay green.
That's exactly what Noah Hart needs as a caution. He won't get it, but he's done a good job. Still within the second half. The problem is now that the gap's going to go up, right? Reed's not leading. Now the guys that have fresher tires, they're going to put more pressure on the field. This is where if you're Cook, Fitzy, you got to turn the whip up. We're getting close to that fuel run ending. Reed could be in here in 5 laps and get back the lead. The question is, if he doesn't win this race, how much of a delta he'll have on Noah Hart? Because he's getting close to Noah Hart. This is getting very interesting, and Noah's underneath.
And Noah's actually looking to get a position back there on J.D. Martin. That's for 7th place. As Jerry Cook has jumped into the top 10, he is only 2 seconds back from Jeff Bolton. Now, if Cook could get to the lead here before this next window opens, he will be in a very good position to fight for this race win. Same goes for Fitzwater. But now you've got all these guys from that group. Remember, Fitzwater pit on lap 35 with Bolton, DeLello, and BBJ. So Fitzy's got to get by the guys in front of him. Otherwise, the 3 in question, they are starting to pull. But now look at Ryan Reid. Ryan Reid has fallen in line behind Nelson Reeves and in front of Edward Siemba, sitting in 4th place, using the draft wake and push to his advantage. He's actually going to try and fight back for 3rd place here.
Yeah, but as we say that, Zach, here comes Richard Johnson, I believe, underneath Noah Hart. That's big. That's big. Noah's going to get kicked up.
And with Cook and Fitzy right behind, he is likely going to fall to 10th at the minimum. J.D. Martin gets back to his inside. That could drop Hart down to 11th. Only about 2-3 more laps here, and the next and final pit stop window will open up here in the Homestead 150.
We don't get that caution right now, Zach. I think Noah Hart can't be on the same straight. He's going to lose it. If Reed comes in, if Hannah Allen comes in, Noah all come at the same time, it might be all over. William Brock, I think the problem is his truck was better in cleaner air, and in traffic he finally got through, but it took him too long. I think he might have to try some too as they go 3 wide.
Yeah, he is still 4 seconds behind now race leader Jeff Bolton. So we've just hit 35 to go. We're going to hit 34 to go next time by, and the window will open. As you see Cook and Fitzwater get by Richard Johnson. They are now only a handful of positions outside of the top 5. Bolton with a bumper full of DeLello, as Reed got back by Reeves for 3rd. But now Reeves looking for that position back. So as we start the final pit stop window, Ryan Reid in 3rd, Hannah Allen in 18th place, Brock is 14th, and Noah Hart sits in 10th. And that is a stark difference for Allen from where she was at the beginning of the last cycle. And Allen's going to be the first one down pit road here on lap 67. She's going to undercut it again. She has no other choice.
Yep. That's interesting. Reed's, I think because he's in the draft, he's going to play this one safe. Allen's got to go aggressive. Brock will probably stay out. Yep, if he stayed out.
Benedict Myrtle III will come down early once again, as DeLello fighting for the lead with Jeff Bolton. Who strikes first here? No one from the front. Oh, look at this. For the win, Arya Carmona, James Silverfox, Ben McDonald coming down pit road. And all those drivers from outside the top 10.
The question is it's just timing that delta. As you see, you get a lot of time on entry. As now, Zach, you got to think if you're DeLello here, you start thinking about lap 70. There's another cross. They're going to split. The crossroads probably going to split. A lot of these teams could split the strategy. One extra lap, one below. Let's see if DeLello comes in. There's Reed. There's Reeves. Good move, I think. Coming with your buddies here. Pretty clean entry.
Noah Hart.
Does Noah Hart. Yeah, Noah Hart stays out.
So Noah Hart going from the undercut to the overcut.
Where's Brock? There's Brock.
So Ryan Reid, William Brock, they pit here for the last time on lap 69. Hannah Allen out, currently showing probably provisional race leader. Here are the drivers yet to pit. Bolton, DeLello, Cook, Fitzy, BBJ, Noah Hart, all but BBJ will come down.
Now these guys, they pretty much got a hope now at this race that clean and green, right? You don't want to see, if you see a caution, it's a little different, right? You see one, but sometimes those restarts can be finicky. You want to see a clean run. There's Noah.
Noah's going to
Makes
close
a lot of
right
time.
up, closes right up to the bumper of Fitzwater. Now you want to get in and out clean here. Ooh, Michael Miller almost gets in the way of Fitzy Jr. See, DeLello had to check up a little bit there for Bolton. Doesn't look like anybody else will get in the way of this group.
Where's Allen?
And there's BBJ in the pit road now. Here is Hannah Allen with the lead. Aria Carmona in second place. Carmona, another driver who has never won in series history. And there's Reid. Reid with a great pit stop from what is the third of 5 groups this time around.
The question now becomes that, did Reid build up enough of a delta to Noah Hart and Fitzwater's group and Cook? There they are.
Look at that. Bolton and Cook right out there. There's DeLello and Fitzy Jr. just a little bit back, but they're going to come out in draft. You've got Ben McDonald in the top 10. Mac Johnson in the top 10. Richard Johnson's up here in the running order. BBJ is going to come out of pit road as Hannah Allen leads the way. Next time by 28 laps to go.
Where is Noah Hart now? I think he had a slower stop. Believe it or not, that you gotta think those 2 seconds on pit road, that could be 2 seconds on the track at the end of the run. Let's see. Allen doing a great job doing everything she needs to do to get the win here. And hope for some luck behind.
There goes Allen and Carmona. Ryan Reid up to third place already. There's Brock. There's Noah Hart. So as they run there at the line, Hannah Allen in the lead, Ryan Reid third, William Brock 17th, Noah Hart 22nd. Now, if you're Brock or Hart, they got to hope for a yellow here to stack the field back up, maybe have a shot to race it through the pack. Typically, we've seen, Vince, in the Napa Truck Series, once you are in the fuel window good to go, you will never pit again unless you get in an accident. So tire advantage would go to Noah Hart. Out of the 4 championship contenders, Hannah Allen would be a sitting duck. She's already a sitting duck. And we've got lap traffic ahead too.
Yeah, we haven't seen it all. Haven't seen it all race, right? That's the one factor we got to look into. With not seeing that all race, that could affect things with the pace there, as we have a new fastest lap.
Yeah,
that's cycle.
Ricky Freeman Jr. with a 31.617, and that will likely stand. Only 6 drivers faster than a 31.7. You see William Brock 17th on the board, Hannah Allen 13th, Ryan Reid in 12th, and Noah Hart. I think I missed him. Where is that 18? There he is, 23rd. As Aria Carmona, forget the fastest laps with 25 to go. Carmona looking for the race lead here on Hannah Allen.
Yeah, you gotta think right now that this is a huge chance for not only Reid, but I think Jerry Cook and Fitzwater Jr., especially Jerry Cook, he's got a shot. If this goes green, 3.5 seconds will be eaten alive. I think he's gonna have a chance at this win in the long term. But can Ryan Reid and the Silver Fox Supply, can they hold him up enough? I think Reid will be the first one to get there. It's just, can Jerry Cook get through the traffic? Fitzy's starting to lose draft, actually, a little bit.
See Fitzwater Jr. and DeLello, yeah, they are trailing a bit there, but they both gained a ton of time nonetheless. It's a second gap, though, right now from Fitzy to Bolton. All Fitzy needs is for one of these guys to go side by side. That'll stack up the line just enough, but these trucks do create a big wake. Even a second back, Fitzy should be okay. but definitely not where you want to be as Carmona leads the way. The laps are ticking down, Vince. The season, the series is coming to a dynamic conclusion here in the state of Florida.
The sunset is getting close, and right now, Zach, Ryan Reid is starting to become the sun, beaming on these top 2 leaders. Can he get it done? Jerry Cook is 2.5 back. Can he finish away? I think Noah Hart at this rate needs to get a caution. I'm not sure what happened to William Bry. I think the strategy was a little off. Needs a caution.
Ryan Reid closing in here off of turn 4 on Hannah Allen. Reid the points leader as they run. But how about going out with a win on top of your championship? That's what Ryan Reid is looking to do. To the inside of Hannah Allen he goes. He'll take second place here with 22 left.
He definitely is better on tires of these two. It's just going to come down how fast does Jerry Cook and Fitzy's group get by, because these two, Allen and Carmona, could be the roadblocks. Reid looking for the lead, I think, soon. You can see Silver Fox starting to slowly inch back to the pack.
Remember Silver Fox pit in that second group with Carmona, so they are as much of an undercut type strategy as Hannah Allen was. Richard Johnson pit on lap 69. So did Reeves, so did Reid, so did Siemba, JD Martin, and Brock. Bolton, DeLello, Cook, Fitzy, Noah Hart. Those are the main guys to watch on the overcut. And then, of course, BBJ. And BBJ is hauling too. BBJ is only 5.6 seconds back here with 20 to go.
They're battling heavy around. Reid to the front. He's got the lead. This is exactly what he needs to, is Jerry Cook in battles. Looking to build the buffer. Yeah, I think Reid's going to he's going to have a chance here, Zach, to run a little bit. The question is a caution comes out. You look at this, Hannah Allen needed help. Noah Hart, I think the pit stop was a little slow. William Brock probably needs a caution as well. This is looking good.
Reid in the lead. He's just counting these laps down one at a time. Now 19 to go. Trying to deliver a championship for Mercedes and Freeze Racing Team, and what has been a return to the Napa Truck Series following several seasons of bad luck in the Hardy's National Series with Texan Motorsports. And isn't it fitting? He is doing it in a Texan Motorsports paint scheme, a paint scheme that gave him many races of bad luck. But could the bad luck be over here today? And could Ryan Reid come away with the championship here with 18 laps to go? As they are all stacked up now, here comes Richard Johnson, JD Martin, Jerry Cook, and others, all going by Hannah Allen. They want to fight for this final win.
Yep, there's Jerry Cook right now. You got to think, how fast will they get by Carmona? Richard Johnson, you know the experience. He's saving those tires. It's about I would say 0.6 of a second gap. Here comes RJ, looking to go underneath. Sticks it in there. There's Jerry Cook. Fitzy's there. Where's Noah Hart? Thinking about 2.5 back for Noah Hart, right? Is that Brock coming in?
There's Brock. There's Noah Hart behind. There's still a ways to go. And how about Fitzwater Jr. right behind Jerry Cook as they look to go by Carmona? JD Martin's going to get stuck behind the 5, who's on older tires. Bolton and DeLello are also in line as they go by Hannah Allen.
Richard Johnson right now playing a little bit here. Here comes Jerry Cook. Here comes Fitzy Jr.
And as they run, Vince, the gap from Brock to Reid is 4.1 seconds. Noah Hart, 5.5 back.
They're going to definitely catch Reid. There's no doubt now. Now Fitzy Jr. and Richard Johnson, they're going to continue where they picked up from Michigan, it looks like.
Yeah, Richard and Fitzy back at it here on an oval. And Fitzwater to the inside of Johnson for second place. It is a Freeze Racing Team 1-2 right now with 15 to go in the final race in series history.
Like Batman, Superman out there. Let's see what will happen. Here comes JD Martin looking to go underneath. He was the opening lap leaders. RJ's starting to fall back. Jerry Cook, I think, is just stuck on the outsides. I don't know if the lap traffic will get there, but it will be Fitzy probably in the next lap or two taking the lead.
Oh, don't look now. Here comes Bradley Bishop Jr. getting by William Brock. He's got the freshest tires of anyone on track, does the 88. But does he have time to catch the pack and get through it?
Yeah, definitely BBJ will get to the back of this pack with his 5 laps. The key is, can he get through the traffic? Does Fitzy play this one cautiously on his teammate?
He's got a 1-lap tire advantage over the 44. You see him gets right to the bumper and then backs it up. Lap traffic coming into play here as they go into turn 1.
Old trap, that's going to help Reid a little bit. Here comes Fitzy. Going to make the move.
Fitzy's going to go for the win here. William Brock is nowhere in sight. Neither is Noah Hart. I say safe play, Vince.
Safe play, 100%. Let the teammate go. Think the long term. Fitzy to the lead. Reid going to get this one up. Where is BBJ? If he got by Brock, that's just going to help as well. Let's see where he at.
Right now it's 1.9 seconds back from Hannah Allen for BBJ. It's an 11 truck pack up here with 12 laps to go as Fitzy takes the lead. Fitzy looking to get what would be his 3rd win on the season. He would be the only 3-time winner with Richard Johnson.
Everyone thinks he's the road course ace, but an oval win, 2 out of 3 on the ovals be great. Of course, he had Pukekohe, which was his home race and de facto home race. 11 to go in the season, Zach. This is looking really interesting now. Can BBJ get to the front for the win? And you can tell they're starting to stack up in the back, too. They're starting to lose the touch. It's that the tires are coming into play.
And don't forget the Chevrolet drivers of Jeff Bolton and Zachary DeLello looking to deliver wins for the last time for Chevrolet and for their teams S3 Motorsports and Crossroads Racing. Bolton now looking to the inside of Reid here. Next time by will be 10 laps to go.
I think it's going to be close on that traffic. It's going to be nip and tuck. 50's going to have a little bit of a buffer right here with Reid and Bolton side by side. He's going to have about a half a second here.
Real quick update. Benedict Myrtle III is on pit road. He has blown the engine here a handful of laps ago. We were so focused on this wonderful action, we didn't notice it.
It's been good strategy all over the board. And they're starting to thin out. Zach Fitzwater Jr. looking really good in that Hugo Boss throwback scheme. 2 lappers. That's helping with the draft on the straightaways. And there's some more.
There should be just those 2, I believe. DeGarmo and Angel Gutierrez should be the only 2 lappers that maybe play an influence in this fight. 9 to go on the season. Bolton clear of Ryan Reid. Now here comes Jerry Cook. Cook gets by Reid. Now he's looking for 2nd as DeLello to the inside of Reid for 4th place.
Jerry Cook definitely has the freshest tires. There's no doubt. The key is, can he get by Bolton and then these lappers when they get here to Garmo? You know what, Zach? I'm starting to think Bradley Bishop Jr. may have ran out of time. He might have played this one too long because they're spacing out and the draft runs are not forming. I think he played too long.
And don't forget, Vince, remember, all 4 of these trucks other than Ryan Reid, they pit on the same lap. They've got the same stuff. It's all about setup and skill now.
It is all about the skill. Little draft in Fitzwater's favor with the lappers, but that's all we got. Reid's going to go underneath Jeff. Does he? No, he just plays a concern. He's got the buffer. No one's challenging from behind. That's the key. Play the safe game. 8 to go.
You see Silver Fox has dropped from the group. So has Carmona. Nelson Reeves is also losing track of the leaders. His chance at a win going out the window here as we're going to come to 7 to go. Fitzwater. Fitzy Jr., much like his father, probably has a strong hatred for lap cars. So how fitting here in the end of his career in the Napa Truck Series, he's going to catch some of them.
That's how it works, man. Murphy's Law. DeLello's looking good. We saw him in that first run. Can he get by Jerry Cook to get Chevy that win? Now it's going to come down to the lap. They're going to catch him. Reid looking underneath Bolton. Does he get there? He backs off.
BBJ has not closed in any because he has not had any draft. He's up to 10th, though. BBJ should at the very least get one more top 10 on his career here, as long as he doesn't blow up or something.
Here comes DeLello, looking for the 2nd place.
Fitzwater in the way. Oh, DeGarmo's getting in the way of Fitz. He's going to stack him up as DeLello trying to get by for 2nd. Reid now going back by Bolton for 4th.
The Garmin will probably give way to Fitzy. DeLello's going to get a nice run here on Cook. Can he get? Cook will get the center off. Slow them both down for a second. Fitzy's clear.
5 to go in the 2024 FBRL Napa Truck Series season.
Fitzy around the lappers pretty nicely here. Jeff Bolton's lost fourth to Reid. Nowhere in sight. There's Brock in the top 10, but does he have enough time? That's the thing. He's got a lot to ground to mow.
3.6 seconds with Noah Hart behind him in 12th. Brock would need something to happen to Reid here. Reid's going to send it 3 wide on Cook in the lapper. Looking to take back third from the 62.
He's looking for a podium here. DeLello's looking for the win. Fitzy trying to maintain.
We have seen last lap passes here many times, Vince. 2021 with Butcher on Luke Martin. 2022, Cody Goforth on Tib Foster. Could we see another one today?
DeLello looking to try to set
He's
Fitzwater
sending
up.
it.
Yep. A little too far back, I think, though, Zach. It's going to be the next lap. There goes Reid underneath Cook. There's Noah Hart back there, but I think it's too little too late unless something happens at this rate.
You've got Bradley Bishop Jr. up to 9th, and his gap is not closing any on these top two. Seth Cole, Toby Christie, and they might be able to give Fitzy enough draft to hold off Zachary DeLello. As Ryan Reid will get clear of Gutierrez, and he is holding strong in third place. Bolton, though, going to challenge him. Bolton going to look for a podium here in his final race. Reid has the championship all but in his grasp. Coming to 2 laps to go in the season. DeLello all over the bumper of Fitzwater Jr., but he doesn't make the move.
He's got to set him up here. The draft is definitely playing for Fitzy right now. Reid just going to hold it in third. Maybe let Bolton by at the latest. Here we go, Zach. Lap and a half to go on the FBRL Napa Truck Series season.
Fitzy Jr. into 3 and 4, coming to what'll be the white flag in series history. One more time here on this channel for the Napa Truck Series. Can DeLello get to Fitzy?
Fitzy Jr. going to go low. Ryan Reid looking good.
I think DeLello's best shot was a lap ago, and he was right on Fitzy's bumper before they caught the lappers. Now the lappers are in the way. And Ryan Reid, he's going to lose third to Bolton. He might lose fourth to Jerry Cook. But as they come through turns 3 and 4, it's going to be a perfect day for Freeze Racing Team. Zachary Fitzwater Jr. will get his 3rd win on the season, and Ryan Reid will be your Napa Truck Series champion.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. What a storybook ending. That, you got to think, when I started this journey back in 2022, I took over for a team. It was old Roush's team, and we never gave up on the process. We always believed in the process, and for Fitzy to get the job done, and Reid, man, what a special story, Zach. Unbelievable.
And a special story for the Freeze Racing Team and Mercedes, who gets their one and only Napa Truck Series Championship. Heartbreak, though, for Chevrolet, who will go winless on the final season. DeLello just short in 2nd. Bolton right behind him in 3rd. Jerry Cook for Honda gets 4th place. Your champion, Ryan Reid, comes home with a top 5 result and gets to join Luke Martin, Jordan Fisher, Ace Wild, Samuel England, and Austin Murray as a Napa Truck Series champion. Rounding out your top 10, J.D. Martin, Richard Johnson, Bradley Bishop Jr., Nelson Reeves, and Noah Hart. So Hart gets 10th over William Brock in 11th. However, that is just a 2-point gain, so Noah Hart will end the season 3rd in the points. Brock will come home in 2nd. Hannah Allen finishes 16th, so she will get 4th in the championship standings. As you go through the rest of our results here, you saw Carmona with the undercut fell to 15th there on the end. Ben McDonald also there, 19th place. Our pole sitter McDermott was a non-factor in the race, but cool to see him get that record for most poles in a season. He finished 21st. Luke Martin, your 2021 champion, comes home 22nd. Daniel Bouchard, man, was strong in the beginning, but something fell away from him there, 23rd. AJ Jones, teammate to William Brock, didn't have anything all day. He comes home 27th. And there is the rest of your race results. Seth Cole, Toby Christie, Angel Gutierrez, Callie DeGarmo, all a lap down, with Benedict Myrtle III and Bradley Ream blowing engines here this afternoon. Vince!
Unbelievable.
That's it. It's over. FBRL Napa Truck Series, 120 races ran from 2019 to now. 6 different driver champions. 4 different team champions, 4 different manufacturers. What a season we had too. Fitzy Jr., Richard Johnson, only 3-time winners on the season. Ryan Reid, William Brock, both got 2 apiece, as did Griffin Leopold McDermott. And then everybody else, Nick Breeding, Hannah Allen, Noah Hart, Lane Sanders, Jerry Cook, AJ Jones, Daniel Bouchard, Luke Martin, Austin Rogers, and JD Martin. What a year of parity. What a championship fight to capture it all at the end. From me, my message here, real quick. Sorry, Vince. From me, I got to thank Noah Hart for allowing me to come in and take this over in the middle of 2020 when it looked like the series was going to shut down. I'm thankful to everybody who had any part in the series, whether you were a painter, a team owner, a driver, no matter how much you watched the races, how much you talked about the races, how much you enjoyed them, whether you hated them with a passion, whatever the case may have been. Thank you for participating. This has been the most fun ever for me running an offline series, and I'm happy to say that this final season here in 2024 with the FBRL Napa Truck Series was one of the best seasons I've ever gotten to run. And for me personally, from this point on, I'm no longer going to be running anything offline related. It's been a fun 11 years of my life getting to run offline series, whether it was here on the FBRL or on my own channel with NRSL and Neymar. So just thank you to everyone who's been a part of it on the way. And with that said, I got nothing else. Vince, your final thoughts here on this season, the history of the series, and your time as team owner. What do you got for me?
Well, what a way to cap it off. I mean, you get a one win with Fitzwater right there at the end, and you get the championship, the big kahuna with Ryan Reid. Thanks to those guys. I want to thank Blaze. He was one of the big established pillars of this team. Without him, who knows where we would be. Art was a big one. DJ Curtis, thank you on the team side. When I was a driver, it's been fun to compete in this series. Got a couple wins at SCS. Hopefully we get that going. But I'm just really grateful for finding this series 10 years ago. I actually found this series on a YouTube account way back when, about I think it was one of the first races by 2014. I think I found it, and I saw it was FBRL. I know we used to do stuff on the old offline host forum. That was fun, the good old days, and then we transitioned over to Discord in 2018. I've loved it ever since. And I want to thank DJ Curtis, Noah Hart. Those were the big series. Silver Fox was up there, of course, for Hardy's. A lot of great friends over the years. Obviously, I want to thank you, man. I've been a part of, I don't even know, probably at least 80 and 90 Digital Storm Jerky Pro races, 100 maybe. A lot of races there built over time. I was always able to come in 2022, 2023, 2024, 2021 as well. I would come up here in the booth for a couple times, about 4 or 5 appearances. It was fun, fantastic. These Napa races are awesome. Win, lose, or draw, they were always fun. I know how much work you put into it. So my best to you in the 11 years. Congratulations on the little retirement. I know you'll still do some online stuff, racing, and to the community, it's been a blessing, man. I really appreciate everyone. I know this year was a little bit different, but I still had fun interacting with my drivers and the fans. Shout out to those guys, and shout out to anyone who's watched. Congratulations to of course, just everybody, right? For just to do anything for so many years takes a lot of projects and a lot of work. So all the painters, Nick Breen, Lane, DJ, Cody, everybody, thank you so much. And I want to give one last special shout. I know he kind of been a little bit MIA, but he's still in my heart forever. Luke Martin, the go man, love that guy. Without him, who knows where I would be in my career in this league. I took the chance on him to sign with his team, and he always gave me the confidence to be a championship owner. And now I can say I'm not only a team championship owner, but I'm that guy for at least for tonight. So thank you, Zach. Appreciate everything you do, man. Thank you for resurrecting this series back in 2020. And I think one last time for me, I'm going to say it right here. We sign off.
Thank you, Vince. We will sign off indeed. For the last time, I say goodbye and farewell here from Homestead Miami Speedway. To your winner, Zachary Fitzwater Jr., congratulations. And to your champion, Ryan Reid, congratulations. Here come your official race results with the burnouts and your top 20 point standings. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you all for watching, and I will see y'all on the flip side.
It's got a price tag, sun and blood, barrier rights, and a body bag. They're feeding fear through the full line. You heard it at first, they got your freedoms on the front line. Prime time, the noose at our throats. Our liberty's hands run with the blood of the scapegoats. So tell me, how can we demonize when we can't see life through another's eyes? Pay 'em off and play 'em off. Fear rolls like a reaper through the streets of the lost. The storm, the troll drops like a bomb. The troll drops like a bomb. The battle is on. Hands in chains for a fistful of dollars. Who do we blame for the holes in our knowledge? The past, you know, has been written by the victor. So I ask you now, who is it writing your future? The butcher, the liar, the thief or the killer? The freedom died quiet in the halls of power. Starve for peace, we'll lead a war until it kills us. 6 feet deep with a belly full of bullets. Pay 'em off and play 'em off. Fear rolls like a reaper through the streets of the lost. Pay 'em off and play 'em off. Get in the eyes of the storm. The troll drops like a bomb. The troll drops like a bomb. The battle